Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy April. It's a new week, it's a new month, it's a new quarter. And it's also my birthday, so we'll see what the day brings us. Also, happy Easter, by the way, to everyone who observes that. It's also Easter Monday. In many parts of the world, it is a holiday. I don't really have high expectations for today, given we moved quite a bit since London. Looks like London's been cleaner than New York. And we already filled in the gap up. Anyway, how was everyone's weekend? 3-day weekend? Oh, thank you for the birthday wishes, everybody. Alright, we kind of we already filled in this little gap up. Right, this was where we ended. By the way, yeah, Friday was very messy action. I had wanted us to go for buy-side liquidity after, sort of filling in this 4-hour Fair Value gap, but you see this delivery was very messy. And then after I got stopped out of my long, I said, all right, we're just going to chop around because it was like 10:15. If it was going to go for buy-side, it would have already been halfway there. So what can you do? This market is just kind of a little difficult where, right, and then you just sort of gap up and go at 6 p.m. Yeah, so does the kill zone's time change? No. Yep, my birthday's on April Fool's, so I'm kind of born for the trolls, right? I'm kind of used to everyone joking around with me. So that's I'm not very gullible then, for anything, any sort of large announcement anyone gives you. Oh, okay. Thank you, Patrick, for the $500 donation. Wow. It says, biggest news ever at 11 a.m. Happy birthday, Tanya. Thank you for the huge donation, Patrick. I think I saw that you put in some payout requests, right, for Apex. So congrats on that. I guess he's already using that money. Let's go, he says. Okay, I'll show that message because that's funny. If you spam caps, you'll get the message gets hidden. So anyway, you guys, very sloppy here. I don't know what to think. What do you guys think for the open? Thank you. Let's get paid. Yeah. I guess that's a little bit delayed, but yeah, thank you, Patrick, for the donation. Biggest news ever at 11 a.m. Happy birthday, Tanya. Okay, so what are we doing? Okay, let's do the little poll. What is the yellow box? This is from when I drew out this little 4-hour Fair Value gap, but it's been such a messy delivery from here. I don't even know if I should still have it drawn out because, okay, we went and we tapped some buy side since then. This was sort of just more on Friday. And yeah, you can just see from these hourly wicks. I'm glad that I just stopped at 10:15 hourly. The Friday was just a mess. It was all right, that's it. So if you scalped, great job. I tried to just go for higher prices. I got stopped, and then I was all right, I'm calling it a day. So I don't know if I should even keep that there. Why don't I trade at 8:30? I have on Friday we'll be live on 8:30. If there's no news or anything, I just don't see what to do about it. I guess yeah, I don't know. I guess people might have taken the short from there. I just don't have high expectations for today because we moved a lot already. Let's do a little poll. We have high impact at 10. That's what I'd be more inclined to wait for that. High impact news at 10. But, you know, in terms of the impact, the news, in terms of like the news, it's typically like the lesser impact of the high red folder ones, right? So like the red folder news really event of the week is NFP Friday, non-farm payroll. Essentially the US, for those that don't know, they talk about how many jobs they've added that are non-farm jobs, right? And it just talks about like job growth and creation. So that's a large indicator of how the economy is doing. So yeah, we'll see what happens here. I don't really, we fill in this. We kind of did for the most part. Damn, $500 donation to start off the day. Thanks, Patrick. What was I trying to highlight here? The open? Yeah. Well, it opens in 3 minutes. We can take a look at comparing ES and NQ. You know, ES is just so much stronger. Look at this mess of it. NQ on the right. Okay, so we did go for that high from Wednesday. Still have all these like sort of equal highs here. In comparison here, ES is just a lot stronger. By the way, everyone that's new here, all the time frames can be seen here and the tickers on the top right. You know, and that was sort of my plan for Fridays, that there were SMTs here and then the 4-hour fair value gap was being respected. I thought it would go for higher prices, but we see that this market is not really the easiest, in that the moves in, it's just consolidating still. So, yeah, it's just consolidating, grinding to all-time highs. It could do this for longer than like we stay sane or solvent. So capital preservation is my number one goal at this point, because it's just, it hasn't been easy for me personally. Maybe I should just trade London, because basically last week my win was in London and Asia. I don't know. We had these divergence here. This divergence on the hourly, but not much has come from that on NQ at least. ES did hit all-time highs again, right? Yeah. So, yeah, that's rough. ES already hit all-time highs. That gap up, wow, from Sunday. Interesting. That's when it hit it. Take a look at ES a little bit better, as it's been strongest. Yeah, we do have sell side here. I mean, it is a low into a large imbalance here. I don't know if we'll get there though. So it's the first day of the week, month, and quarter. Okay. Oh, and you guys, I took my, you know, like last week, whatever happened? There were like goblins in my computer for real. Like, what? It would just like, when I was trying to get into a trade, it would just like, there was like a green screen, right? And the glitch. So I took it to Micro Center. A lot of people, like, I took, on my Instagram story, I, took a picture of my computer in my cart, and people thought I bought a whole new system. No, that was already my computer. but, you know, I got them to do diagnostics and essentially got a higher power supply and a better cooling unit. So yeah, shout out to those guys from Micro Center for helping me out. Hopefully should be all good now. I mean, I bought a warranty, so that if something else happens, then like it's covered basically, because they did like 400 diagnostic tests on this computer, so it should be working good. So if it's something's wrong that they missed, then they'll cover it, so that's good. And no, I do not mine crypto on my computer. I just stream and I trade, so. Let's see. Buy side here, but we already hit all-time highs for ES. It's really ugly. I can't really, there's not much for me to say here. It's likely gonna just consolidate. This is the open. We dropped a lot since the open, so I mean, I'll wait until 10 for sure before I enter anything. Right? This is ES on the left and NQ on the right. It's freaking ugly. It's the gap up from, you know, I guess this could be sell side, but you know, filled in the gap. Now what, you know? It's more likely just chop and go back inside the middle of the range or and such. And also, I'm trying not to lose my shirt on my birthday. Try not to rush into something. One of my friends told me that he doesn't trade on his birthday because he's like, one time on a CPI, he just went all in and he blew his account on his birthday. And I was like, damn, but that's on you. But that's just a rookie trader mistake. I mean, I've lost a lot of money when I used to trade options, like trading FOMC. You know, that's just really easy to lose money that way because whenever it's inflated, contracts get inflated because of the volatility, and then they get IV crushed, volatility crushed because it didn't move in that direction, or it didn't move at all. So, looks like NQ's sort of surging a little bit more here than ES. Kind of interesting. But nothing to write home about. We're in the middle of this range, right? So how am I supposed to how do I expect myself to find a great trade in this range? Right? I don't know. I'm sure people are like, oh, this order block bounce or whatever. Yeah, right at 9:30. Not that interested in that. Hourly order block bounce. Sure. Well, now you do have, if you do think that's that, you do have probably a fair value gap and a breaker block being formed here. But it's too early to, you know, have to like wait for retracement. Might not even retrace because of these conditions. So since ES already hit the all-time highs, maybe that's why it's slower. C and Q. A closer look here. What did people vote, by the way? Bearish or bullish? 54, 50-50. Tough. Thank you. Yeah, happy birthday, Tanya. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I'm 26. I don't know. Wait, I'll continue watching on the 5-minute, like. Yeah, now you have a fair value gap and a breaker block here. Have to wait for a deep retracement into that, though. if it even gets back. It's kind of similar to last Monday, actually. Except last Monday, I believe it happened at the 10 a.m. news. Let me see last Monday real quick here. Here. Okay, so last Monday, actually, the Judas was at the open. This is a 5-minute. Dropped into this. It was a bunch of imbalances. It was like a 4-hour fair value gap, and then here's your fair value gap breaker block here. And hit this buy side like all the way in the afternoon, 2 p.m. So what is your Top Step promo code? It's already applied. The discount's like already applied with the link in the description. They don't really have promo codes unless they just announced one. Yeah, they don't really have promo codes too often for like the combines. I'll always use a laptop, says Cars and Football. I don't think I've used a laptop for trading since maybe 2020. And then I was using the laptop for charting, and I was using Thinkorswim on my phone to place orders on my options. Yeah. I enjoy just doing it on the computer. It's faster. For me, at least. Also, I'm doing a lot of stuff. Oh, I ordered a standing desk, you guys. It's coming. I ordered it yesterday, though, so I don't know when it'll come. It'd be good. It's a little bit bigger, more than my desk right now. So yeah, I appreciate everyone that supports the channel and anyone that uses my affiliate codes or things like that. Look into maybe getting a green screen in the future. Got a better light here. Got a decent mic. Woo, we're production now, you guys. And I appreciate the donations. Shout out to Patrick for the bankroll this morning. I don't know, you guys, we had these equal highs here. I've marked this out from Friday. So we had this huge run up now since the open. Pretty crazy. Isn't it crazy how, I don't know, I tried the same thing on Friday essentially and I got stopped out. That doesn't matter though. If you keep thinking that, I don't have any FOMO here. If you start thinking like the market has like a personal vendetta against you, then you're really like out of it then, that's like residual emotion. Yeah. I also increased the font size here on my Ninja. It's good for me too, because I don't have good eyesight. Anyway, all of this, right, in NQ, but ES did not really... ES? Not really move much. Right, it's just breaking its short-term high now, I think. Yeah. Kind of weird. Just like taking a look at YM here, and YM's going for new lows. Okay, so the indices are out of sync there, but and I don't really have an idea for a bias, so which is why I haven't taken a trade yet. So it's kind of my low probability condition playbook here. where I can frame both sides, kind of. Well, looks like we took sell side on. Well, we filled in a gap on NQ, and then we did break structure higher. Quite a lot. We moved up like 100 points since open in 10 minutes. Pretty large range there. I wanted to look at DXY for a moment here. The dollar. She's been messy. Holding above previous week high and sort of just surging higher here. Dollar's been messy too. This is the clean move in dollar. Let's put out previous week high. Here now. Let me check my little checklist. Someone's asking, are you using your camera or the webcam? Your quality is good. I'm using my webcam. I did put the lighting a little bit brighter though. So that's probably what it is. So interesting here how YM has taken these lows from Thursday. ES did not, and YM's going lower and Q's going higher. See, we have news in like 10 o'clock, so all good. ES is not breaking above this with displacement. It's not closing with a large gap like NQ did. So it's a little concerning. Thinking that like we might just continue ranging on ES. I wanted to see my checklist real quick. So it's definitely a day to, for me, at least if I get into a trade, it will be smaller size than usual. Capital preservation with Monday, first day of the month, week, etc. So, okay, my checklist is number 1 is if the higher time frame target was hit before equities open. That's maybe like a 50-50 kind of yes, because yes, it did hit all-time highs, but that happened at like 6 p.m., so maybe not. We had, well, kind of, we hit the gap down. Hit the opening range gap already. Okay. If the indices are all out of sync, which they are, that is one. But for me, for this checklist, it would have to be like 2 things. Day before high impact driver. No, it's not the day before CPI or NFP. Large London expansion towards the drawn liquidity. Well, if my bias is higher. No, it wasn't. It was just London went the opposite way. So, it's not like a no trade day. It's more like a size down day. But like I said, it is a little strange with ES being very weak. I mean, a lot weaker. ES moved, how many points since open? Around 7 or 8 points, and NQ has moved like 100, right? Typically, if ES moves 5 points, then NQ moves like 20, right? Not like 100. So, interesting. What's the heat map say? I do like to see what the overall market looks like. Kind of flat. Mixed and slash flat, which is not convincing. So I'm not really, I don't really care too much for this move up, and I don't feel any type of FOMO or anything. It's just the move at open be like that. Okay. Microsoft's up 0.6%, Apple's down 0.6%, Google's completely flat, Meta's down 0.7%, Nvidia's flat, Amazon's pretty flat, like, okay. Not much to write home about here, right? There's nothing like a bright green or red here. It's just on FinViz, it's free, but it is delayed if it's the free version, but I don't really need it. I just get like an idea. Okay. We hit some buy side here. We hit the London highs here on NQ. So it makes sense if it were to retrace. No sort of like displacement below this low or anything to look to short for a retracement, so it's not still no type of trade for me there. See what happens at 10. I typically don't like asking for unsolicited advice, but this time I will ask the audience for some opinions on, because people keep saying I do cough in the mornings, but that's just something that's always been around. But someone's mentioned hydrogen water. Never tried that before. So if anyone has a suggestion for that, typically my cough leaves by like an hour, and I don't smoke, okay, or I don't even drink. So if anyone has any tips, I don't know. I guess someone's gonna say like honey. I don't know. London highs were taken. Huge move. 10 o'clock news in 10 minutes. See if we, do anything here. Meh. That's not anything to write home about, really. It's just like a pretty clean retracement there. So let's see ES again. Yeah, ES a lot weaker. Why I'm still drifting lower? That's not fun. Well, okay, so DXY is going higher as indices are also going higher, so that is now 2 things in my checklist, like checked off for like low probability conditions. So when DXY is moving in tandem with NQ, right? This is previous week high. I don't know why this isn't here. Oh, there it is. Put a little check mark. Alert once it does cross it. Yeah, it's a mixed bag this morning. Oh, actually, Google is up. I don't know why Finviz is saying 0%. Google is up 2.6% today. Bitcoin is down 1.7%. Tesla's down 0.6%. Okay. You see my watch list? What's Meta? Meta's up 2%. Apple is down 0.7%. Mixed bag, really. Nvidia is up 1.5%. I don't know what is up with that Finviz. Then I'll have to I'll probably just get I'll just probably pay for the paid version. I don't know. But I'll just roll through like the top, the largest market caps in the NQ. Right, so Apple, Google, Meta, Nvidia is pretty much the strongest. It's not the largest market cap, but it is the strongest. The leader in tech right now. Right, so we're not really, we're holding NQ, we're holding this pretty well. Like, it's not deeply retracing. Like, some people might have looked if it would displace for just like a retracement to here, but nothing for that either. Right, someone might say like this is mitigation block. Tough. It's tough. It's a tough call. I mean, with the indices all out of sync like that, it's 10 a.m. news. I'd rather wait for after that also. Let's see. Chiropractor here. Allergena is a product I add into my daily routine. Tailored to regional allergens. Okay. I don't know if it's an allergen thing. I think it's literally just like post-nasal drip or something. I don't know. I don't know if I'm allergic. I don't know. Could be a thing for spring. I'll get small allergies from pollen, not much. Holding pretty well here on Q. So if I do get into a trade, it'd be like 1/4 my usual risk. So definitely watching. I'm not really in any rush to get into a trade at the start of the quarter. Okay, do we hit the buy side here? On DXY? Not yet. This is like February's monthly high back here. Yeah, I mean it does look like DXY is reaching for this. It's a high inside of an imbalance. That being said, it makes it difficult as NQ is also going higher, right? I wonder what the FX looks like. What does the Forex market look like? The euro. Well, yeah, the euro is following suit. Cleaner. This is the monthly on euro. The monthly on dollar looks bullish. Yeah, I mean, ES hasn't moved at all here. And YM has gone just lower. Deep. Okay, let's see what NQ does here. It's about to be 10 o'clock. It's the 5-minute here on both of them. If you ever want to know what time frame it is, it's on the top right. See what we do here. Not really. We're still in this middle of this huge range here, right? So that's why I'm not I'm not like, I don't know, impressed by any of this. Swept some sell side here and not really doing much here. We'll see what this minute does. Getting bought up there. It's the 15-minute NQ, so it shows that it's getting bought up. For those considering this as a mitigation block or, resistance turn support. Okay, DXY just hit its buy side. Yep. And it's reaching out higher, stretching higher. So it looks like it's going to close above this buy side. that doesn't really make me bullish for indices, right? So, hmm yeah, when they move in tandem, it's just tough. I don't want the hard trades, I want the easy ones. So, nothing for me. Once you decide to get into a trade where like you're not that confident in, or if you're not that confident in it, it's just a higher likelihood to mismanage it. So like even if it does get to target, etc., could still mismanage the trade itself by maybe even closing for a small loss, and then it goes to your target because you get fearful or such. I personally don't really have such issues with fear. I would say my major issue is overconfidence. So and that shows up in different ways where people might say like, no, there's other people with bigger egos, etc. Well, it presents in different ways. For me, maybe the overconfidence comes like, oh, I know it's a low probability condition, but I'm still going to try it anyway, and I think I can manage it. I expect myself to still manage it well. Or I still expect myself to get a really good trade, and then I'll maybe hold on for longer or something like that. I don't know. Okay, so we did not even hit new high of day there. So we couldn't close below those lows, but then we couldn't hit the buy side here on NQ. And now ES is dropping lower towards its like pre-market low. It's not there yet, but you can see here it's a lot weaker than NQ here. So yeah, difficult conditions where indices are out of sync, and they were moving in tandem with DXY. On this move down, right, to even think about like shorting, there's not really much for me to look at here because of just the nature of this move down on NQ. Yeah. Just the nature of this move down didn't really close below this. I mean, now it made a fair value gap here so that I could watch this. There's no SMTs at the highs, right? Let's flip to the 1 minute real quick. No, they're not. So ES just hit the pre-market lows. DXY is just shooting up. So it looks like it could be just a quick move lower here for NQ, but that's not really my model. So I'm chilling. Yes, just took the sell side. Let me mark this out again on NQ like I had earlier here. Potentially it would get bought up here, but I don't know. Bouncing between two PD arrays. This would be like breaker block, and OTE. What kind of the sell side, like where it did is it filled the imbalance from the gap up. It sort of hit this like hourly order block. And then it had a 5-minute market structure shift. So yeah, it would make sense, but also with it being this Monday, and this was like the 10 a.m. news. Makes it tough. Let's look back at just NQ here. I don't really see any reason to short this. There's no displacements here in this pullback. Looks like a pretty decent pullback. Pretty clean. Yeah. When it just moons like this, I do expect it to be like a large retracement though. A deep one, so we'll see if it ends up coming here. And when it does, I would wait for the reaction. Because it could just slip lower too. It's a tough cookie. The 15 down here. What's nice is like this move down isn't really like having any displacements, which shows it's more bullish on NQ. It's tough though because DXY is just running up. There's some people that don't even look at DXY. I have a friend that doesn't, and he's like, who cares? I don't know. It's just a much higher probability when it is in tandem. But as we've seen, like with the indices, it hasn't really been helpful. So yeah, we're on the hour. I mean, on the hourly, you guys, we're still in this range. Ugly. On this day, on the Wednesday, I thought that we finally broke out of the range and we were going to go lower, so we didn't, and then was looking for high prices on Friday, and it took it on the gap up on Sunday, unfortunately. So yeah. Where's ES in this range though? Let's zoom out on ES a bit. Because even though it's like weaker, it's still relatively speaking. ES just taking all-time highs is tough. Right? Because looking at this daily. Daily here, both of them. We took this high already. I don't know why it's annoying. And we're just a small body candle on the daily right now for ES. It's my cat meowing. If you hear it, I'm sorry. So yeah, I don't know, you guys. This is really ugly on NQ, on the daily too. Look at all these small body candles. Though, you know, like we say, is that they precede large body candles. So perhaps today could be, but it's not so likely to be a large body candle since the 10 a.m. news, you know, we didn't really go higher. If we were shooting up from here, it'd be a little different. The indices out of sync and DXY also in the same direction. It makes it more likely for us to sort of stay in this range for today. Okay, so we have come back into this fair value gap. People are bearish, or at least for a deeper retracement. It's possible, but I don't know. I could price read this, tape read it to see if this causes a deep retracement. Like I said, it's just checking off a lot of my low probability conditions. Like ES took this like pre-market low and is now coming back into the range. So I'll watch ES. Maybe like we end up breaking this high. Maybe we'll have cleaner price action if that decides to be a catalyst for just like stronger prices. I'm personally just not interested in shorting this because we have all these equal highs here as well above it. So when you have like equal highs here, it just makes it lower probability. And we have buy side up here on this 4-hour chart, right? Well, this buy side. I like this buy side better than this one. There. I think it's 629, no? 626? Okay. Really rough. Look, that was a vicious wick here on the 4-hour. I know. When I say I don't know a lot, it's just low probability for me. Right, DXY is holding up here. 10:15 mental game reminder. You can actually see on the 15, by the way, that NQ is looking quite good, quite strong here. This like little retracement is basically nothing in this imbalance. No bodies inside this imbalance here. I don't know. We'll see if it retraces more or not. 10:15 mental game reminder for me just means like just a reminder, hey, to check in with your mental game. Like if you're feeling FOMO from the push up, etc., like to kind of ground yourself again. And I'm not. Like that's just an example. Or if you missed a move, or if you stopped out of something, there's always another bust, there's always another trade. The market is full of opportunities. Yeah, I've been just like watching and no. Tanya doesn't want to get into anything because of her checklist, right? So, and I'm not going to feel pressured just because I'm live streaming to get into a position. Right, there is that fair value gap here, but these equal highs above, not that great. As well as everything else I talked about. See if it ends up retracing deeply into this area. I have my alert for this 5-minute breaker. So perhaps like in the OTE, we have some kind of reaction. Since we are consolidating, like I would rather buy near the lows of the range or sell near the highs, so I'm sure there are some people shorting this. It's just not my cup of tea here to be doing that. London high. I mean, we do have London high here, and we did press into it 3 times, so... Right? And rejected. So, yeah, possible for this to be a deeper retracement. Especially since 10 a.m. news, we didn't really get anywhere, so... I'll watch it. I'll just tape read that. To see if we get down here. So congrats if anybody took that short. See if it closes below this. If I were in that short and like it sort of just stalls and doesn't close below, then I'd probably take money off the table. Oh, very nice here. 8 minutes left, 8 seconds left in this candle. Yep. Pretty nice reaction there, so let's see if it gets to here. Cool. Did get into the OTE of this area now. And ES is going for new lows. I think that was probably the one thing I'd taken off my chart on one of them, but the London highs. Digging 3 times and then dropping. Pretty cool, but yeah. I'm happy to tape read it anyway. What just happened here? It just closed. I think I exited that by accident. Okay, I'm back here. We're back. Okay. We back. Okay, that's my alert for NQ going lower. See what the reaction is here. Did leave equal highs now, and we're in the lower end of the range. DXY is still pushing up higher. It's a fast move down here with a large displacement. And DXY is going higher. Not really, I would not really just buy here like that, so I'm good. Just from here to here, that was like a 50 point move. Cool. It's 10:22. What time did this happen here? Okay. See any comments? Since we're consolidating, I would think that this gets at least slightly bought up. Five-minute OT. If we were in like a better conditions, that's when I would take it, but like I said, we're not, so this is a 2R. That being said, like I'm sure if other people are taking these trades, and this is not financial advice or a signal service, so, if my tape reading helps give confluence to people, sometimes they like that, etc. But yeah, I never feel pressured to take a trade, as shouldn't anyone else. And looking at this daily, it's so ugly. So, could very well, we're in consolidating conditions. Right, and this is like a 5-minute idea, right? Because of 5-minute breaker and fair value gap in an OTE, which means optimal trade entry, which means between this area. So I'll end up just seeing what this decides to do or not. It is just tough when indices are all out of sync and DXY is going higher. So, could just very well be sloppy. We made this huge range. Now we're still inside the opening range. Anyway, I'll see. Still good to show up every day. So let me just line up what that was then here. This short would have been, I would have just done it to there, 2.5. Just to see it better. It's not the best one here. We're sort of ping-ponging between PD arrays we have now. A BIST and a SIBI. And, you know, fast move up, fast move down. It's like... We could stall in here. Also broke this. I could frame it either way, especially with DXY just going higher, and the other indices being weak. Right? ES did not. I had marked out like if it were to break that high, it did not. It's breaking lows again. Right? I marked this out. For it to break like the opening range high, maybe we could continue with the strength for the day, but we're not breaking lows, so yeah. Yeah, all in all, just staying patient for the week ahead. We're not, you know, I'm not missing like some huge move on the hourly or anything. Literally ranging. So, do we hit the sell side here on ES? Not yet. Okay, that would have been just like a 1R. To here, 1.6. Okay. Thanks, Tanya. I made 50 USD by your video now. Cool. Congrats. Yes, Tanya, you're very helpful. Thank you. Let's see if ES hits the sell side and how it reacts to it. Maybe then this is like the catalyst for it to come back into the range and then higher price it. I don't know. Where's DXY? DXY is coming up towards this other buy side here, which is the February high. Okay, so definitely gonna have an alert for here. Actually, let me put my... So, let's say maybe we hit buy side on DXY. And then at the same time we hit that sell side on ES. And if we have like those retracements, like signs of market structure shifts, then maybe that will be the reversal. So we'll see. Well, I like to keep DXY like on the 15. Yeah, and Q ping-ponging between the Bissy and the Sibby. See what ends up happening here. Will ES go for the sell side? Oh, this is why. And then what will happen? Okay. So let's see how it's reacting here. So I'm glad I didn't take the NQ long or anything. Where's DXY now? Close, but no, not there yet. Okay. This is YM up here. YM's just dripping, dripping, dripping. Okay. See what ES does. Is it gonna break this high? Will we get a market structure shift or not? Will NQ come back above this high? Will DXY hit its buy side? Not yet, it's like retracing. So for NQ, what we did, we basically just made a 100-point move the first 15 minutes of the day. So I'm glad no FOMO there, no chasing, etc. We're still in the range from this opening range from the first 10-15 minutes of the day. Traced twice now into this breaker. I would want to see us hit this buy side first. And hey, yeah, it's still going for the buy side. DXY is still going higher, so indices more likely than not then that this breaks the 930 low. We'll find out. Not really such a reaction there for ES yet, at least. We need to wait. Markets don't, especially on a Monday, well, as we've seen, the market's not really fast and furious. I think I've watched that's a movie, right? Movie series, Fast and Furious. I think I've maybe watched a couple of them, but I don't remember. It's so many of those movies. It's 7 of them, right? Or 8. ES here on the left. Just making new lows in the day to hit that sell side. We'll find out what the reaction will be like. What's this look like on the 1? Yeah, not really in any rush. It's a scalper's market, and if you like to scalp, then it's great for them scalpers, but for me, I'm not. I prefer looking for large expansions towards the weekly draw on liquidity, so yeah, I don't enjoy scalping. And it's tough because it is a scalper's market. So then it's just capital preservation. If it's not your kind of trade, then don't trade it, you know? Okay, we'll see if DXY is, it's close. It's close to hitting this. February. This February high. What's the monthly there? Yeah. What's important is the reaction there. Is it gonna just continue past it, or is it gonna retrace or reverse? The issue here is that there's not a short-term low to break to reverse yet. So that's why I don't have high expectations. It doesn't look like we're gonna go any higher on the indices then. Likely just leak lower, grind lower, whatever. But I don't want to be part of the short either, because I don't think that's going to be like a Fast and Furious type of move. So we're going towards this buy side. So nice to see finally NQ is following suit, at least. So it's leaking lower. So it was a good way for me to filter out that long, at least. I'm sure people did get into shorts. Alright, there you go. NQ hitting 930 low as DXY is hitting that buy side. So honestly, it was pretty nice, fun to tape read at least, because you can see all these people who probably got trapped here, tried to break out traders, and then we had the shift and then the second distribution. But yeah, Tanya just did not participate. All right. So at least, can filter out this. It's 1040. This was likely if I'm thinking about just ranking the best trade of the session, when I do my reviews, it's likely it was this one. I had taken out this context before, the London high, but with that context, it is much better trade. Where it dug into it 3 times, or maybe even 4 times, displaced here, and then lower. It's just good to study. As DXY is going higher. So at that point, I was filtering out the longs. Yeah. Okay. Hit that buy side, DXY. Now I think, there needs to be some price discovery. There needs to be some more highs and lows created before I get into anything. I'm probably not going to find a trade anyway, but it's good to just show up and tape read what the action is like on the first day of the quarter. Yeah. So right now it's 10:42. We'll see if there's the 10:50 macro or whatever. Sort of we hit this 9:30 low. Maybe I didn't switch the screen, but it doesn't matter. I was still talking about the same stuff. Oh yeah, it was showing here. So, this 9:30 low. On the hourly, ES is in this imbalance now. And Q's imbalance doesn't really exist. Sort of just digging into this down close candle, this order block here. Since on ES we've now hit this major pool of liquidity. For any type of reversal, I would demand like a 5-minute shift because it is in like a 1 hour point of interest on the internal side. So like I wouldn't look for longs unless there was some sort of 5-minute short-term high broken to the upside later in the afternoon. But for ES, I've just found that the 5-minute a lot cleaner if you're doing it into the afternoon, or if there's like a higher there's like a liquidity target hit. I've just personally on the 1 minute gotten faked out so many times doing that, where I've reviewed like if I had waited for the 5 in those situations, right? In those specific situations would have been better. Would have filtered out a lot of losses. And I'm working on a few videos reviewing that. It's been a busy week for me, you guys, like just holiday weekend, and it's my birthday. A lot of paperwork to do. My cousin from Croatia is also coming tomorrow, and it's gonna be tough for me to just manage everything because I have to show her around. It's her first time in New York City. And I'm like, oh my god. I have to juggle a few different things. But it's gonna be fun. Wait, let me ask the chat, did you guys take a trade today? Or not? So it's these, at the very least, like, if I was slight bull bias, even though DXY was bullish, so that was able for me to filter out the longs. I didn't get into shorts, sure, but it's okay. It's a good exercise. There's gonna be a bus every day. Now we'll see if it's like, true consolidation conditions on this hourly. I wouldn't really expect much move lower on, we're just digging into this on NQ. I'll put like alerts here. If we like cross below, like that's my biggest thing. It's like if we cross below a low and we displace below it, that's when I start to look for continuations. But the market hasn't been really making that easy either. Okay, someone took a short and then they thought it was consolidation, so they cut it before it went to the downside. Yeah, I mean, don't feel too bad about that though, because like I had said, like when in those situations, like, that's exactly why I couldn't take the trade myself, is because I probably could have done the same. Probably would have messed that up too. It's just like when it's tougher conditions like that. So like you're just not gonna manage it the same way you would. Lower confidence then in the trade makes sense. I wouldn't beat myself up over it though. Just like review. I'm trying to make things a little bit less discretionary in that sense. Where it's like, okay, if I all these check marks are checked, then I'm gonna either just not trade, or if I do enter a trade, it'll be like 1/4 risk. So if I had taken that, it would have been 1/4 risk, but I didn't take it. Some people took the shorts. Okay, 55% of people took the trade. Nice. No trade for me. MFG news is just out now. What's MFG? Someone shorted the turtle soup. Nice. I don't enjoy it. Manufacturing PMI? Oh nice, somebody passed their Apex eval. Congrats. Woo. Now, get funded, get that payout. No, he's not Shadwatsky, yeah. Likely seasonal SMT. Looking insane right now. I think we might have 100-point move up to a new high. Quite the prediction, Jared. For any longs, I would want to see some. I would have to wait for some sort of 5-minute structure to form for myself. Just me personally. Like a 5-minute short-term high formed and then broken later. Or like on DXY, first we have to break some sort of 5-minute short-term low. Otherwise we can just like grind higher, and I've seen that on DXY, or grind lower when we're in this. I can mark out this to see where the midpoint of this is. It's a very large fair value gap there. Rather do it on the 4-hour. Okay, this was FOMC. Whoa. I got another. Okay, cool. 1 minute. How'd I get? Okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah, like there's different ways to filter short trades out. Mondays are just typically harder for me. I haven't traded Monday in a while. So not phased by missing anything really. We're now in this 1-hour fair value gap. See how we react. It's going to take a while to form any type of reversal. If I were to look for a reversal, be in the afternoon likely, and I would just look for like first, and like what I'm saying is like a 5-minute short-term high needs to be made. None of these look like like any short-term highs, right? So yeah, nothing for me. we could just continually grind lower depending on what DXY wants to do. Wonder what this hourly is gonna end as, right? So what just happened? Okay. Yeah, I came in today with a neutral bias, so if I could frame both ways, it's better for me not to risk my money, because it's hard-earned money. I mean, it's not worth it for me. So easy to say things after the fact. Right? Even in here, I was like, oh, this 15-minute actually looks decent. So what time was like 10:15? Did we have like that? Yeah. So yeah, that was the short. And I was saying that the 15 was looking pretty strong there, and that's actually where we were reversing. So that was the silver bullet setup there. So good to just note it. Let's see, people. Okay, so 55% said yes, 45% said nah. Somebody's Tanya Casamigo Preciso. Okay. Okay, bro. We're getting marriage proposals in Spanish today. Somebody asked me to marry them, that they need a green card. That's nice. Let me ask Patrick, has he ever gotten a marriage proposal in his live chat? I've had to mute certain words because I've gotten too many of those, unfortunately. But that's just the reality. It's just the reality of life. Oh well. It's my birthday. Do I have any plans today? No, it's a Monday. I'm gonna just have like a dinner with my family. Just celebrate with my mom, dad, and my sister later on. And then tomorrow I will do like a little dinner with some of my friends, Taco Tuesday. But then my actual birthday dinner will be like next Saturday, because one of my friends is Egyptian, and to accommodate her for Ramadan, I'm pushing it back a week. Happy birthday, thank you. Oh, your husband's birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday to him. It's April, the sun's coming out, it's spring, it's the first day of the quarter. So one thing where I could probably improve on is, like, I could see that we're consolidating, and we were towards the high end of the range, and this has happened a couple of times. Just take the opposite trade, but maybe it's also because I don't want to have a loss on my birthday. And then next week is gonna be the real little birthday party, and I'll do like an escape room with my friends. There'll be like 8 of us. Pretty happy because like all of the people that I invited are coming, 100% attendance rate, and then we'll go to like an Italian restaurant. Feliz aniversario, Tanya. That was happy birthday in Portuguese. I don't trade my birthday. Someone said, yeah, my friend told me that they don't trade their birthday either, because one time they had a bad experience trading CPI on their birthday. Like, okay, bro, you also traded CPI. Feliz Navidad. But that's a Merry Christmas. But that's a good song, though. I know how to play Feliz Navidad on the sax. I'm 26 now. Happy birthday. The big 20, right? Oh, that's funny. You thought I was 19 turning 20? I don't think I have a baby face at all. People typically think I'm older. Maybe just the way I carry myself, they say. Especially when I would like train people in my lab, I would often be training people on these procedures and they were older than me by like 5 years. So they thought I was, older than them because I was training them. But yeah, I mean, yeah, cleaner move lower than I thought it would have been. Like, I thought it wouldn't have been that clean, so congrats if you took the shorts. Right now we're just kind of grinding. But what's DXY's, hanging around. Tanya, 18 years old. Sratan Rajanan, thank you. Feliz. Your behavior is mature, not childish. How long have you been 26? That's kind of rude, I think, right? Because I just said it's today. That's kind of mean. But anyway, yeah, it is April Fool's. My birthday's on April Fool's, which is why I guess maybe that's why I don't get offended by many things, because there have been people that have tried to troll me, on my birthday plenty of times, so not really an issue for Tanya. Even this isn't really even a swing high. It's not a swing high on the 5. There's the last swing high is up here on the 5 minute. So on the ES, where's that? I'm just saying, like, this is why I wouldn't go for any longs for personally until the last swing high on ES is like not even this. It's not that. It's like this. I could just like chill or grind lower. Especially we hit the sell side for the morning. So we're like, this is what I'm saying. Yes, I have alert here, but like we hit the sell side for the morning. So likely we're just going to consolidate. But decent tape reading. Congrats, some people passed their eval, some people took the shorts. Lit. Congrats there. Yeah, we're still bearish until market shift shows on the 5 minute, exactly. CPI, yeah, trading CPI on your birthday is crazy, right? It was like, I think that's a fun story, I guess. Every little experience you have in the market is always like a lesson learned, at the very least, right? But you want to make sure that they don't traumatize you, right? That's where people fall into trouble. And what does like trauma mean, right? Trauma just means an event that happened to you that makes you look at things differently after that, right? So if you take a loss and then it makes you see the market differently or see your strategy differently, then that is like means that it traumatized you to a point. So that is something difficult to work through. So you don't really want to put yourself in situations where that can happen. And those situations are simply over leveraging and trading super high impact news releases such as FOMC release. Being in a position, that means being in a position before the release, right? CPI, FOMC, and NFP. But other than that, like, there's other things that could happen, like residual emotion, where it's basically just built up emotions from losses. And that's a little bit easier to work through, I think. And shout out to Patrick for the donation. I don't know what he's doing for his little announcement. But he was telling me the other day, he was like, yeah, there's the reason why you've been holding on to your trades for too long. You probably would have cut them or for a small profit or break even or something, like just thinking about last week. But like you wanted a big win on your stream, and I've done that, and that's how I've blown accounts. So I'm kind of taking it slower. Plenty of opportunities this week will happen. I'm still, I don't know, we'll see what happens here in DXY. Like I said, there's no short-term low on the 5-minute yet. We'll see if this ends up being one. But yeah. So yeah, congrats if you did well. The market humbles a lot of people, including me. Yeah, someone said that there's Fed speeches later today. It's at 6:50 p.m. though. The market will humble you, yeah. And whenever you're on a winning streak or a huge win, and that's what happened to me. I had like this huge win. And even from that, I need to size down. So at least, that's what I do. If I get a huge win, I know that like the next day I could be overconfident or something. Yeah, the market will humble you every time. Volatility is a trader's best friend. Why would you want to avoid and use volatility? Well, I would avoid being in it before the release, because that's just a straight up gamble, and you could get slipped like so many points. You get slipped like 50 points on NQ easily on a CPI release. In fact, I was watching, I believe that the risk management of Top Step said that one person on an Express account was long like 15 contracts into a CPI, and instead of the 3,000 max drawdown, daily drawdown that hits, right? It went past that so much, it went to negative 30,000, because that's how much the market filled them out. So you can, I for those really high impact news events, I'd wait until after they're released. There's still plenty of that's the market will pretty much show you its hand at that point, or show a reversal, and then you can get in after the fact. Happy birthday, thank you. Apex doesn't allow trading news, yeah. And My Fund of Futures, that's why they have to protect themselves in a way, right? My Fund of Futures, you can't be in 2 minutes and before and after, those high, super high impact ones. Have I watched H3? I have. I don't think I have similar eyebrow movements like him. He has like Tourette's. I don't have Tourette's. I am very expressive, yeah, in my eyebrows, but like I can move them like the wave. Okay, when people stop like analyzing me. How about that? Can't see me. About, like, you know what I want to do once? I want to, like, I have to practice sax a little bit more for this, but when I get a win, I want to, like, pull out my saxophone and just play, I don't know, a little tune. I think that would be fun. And then wear these sunglasses or something funny. Are you blind now? No. What else? Let me see. I have some other sunglasses. I should get new glasses, by the way. I'm wearing contacts today. I'm gonna put on other glasses. Poker player mode. Yeah, I could not. I need to get those huge ones where you can't see the eyes or anything, because I would probably give away my hand. Do you know what the ticker is for rice? And ICT concepts working with it. No, I don't know rice. Thank you. Would I get LASIK? I'm not eligible for LASIK because these 4 monitors, my eyesight. You have to like, your eyesight can't change for like 2 years, right? My eyesight changes. Maybe last year it didn't change, but mine has changed pretty much every year. Yeah. Pretty much congrats if you got into the shorts. I got a lot of work to do in regards to just some content. Gotta do some paperwork. Got my birthday. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Tuesday. I think NFP Friday should be interesting. I would think we go higher, but we'll see. Congrats if you took the shorts. I mean, it was decent price reading today. I didn't really get into anything because it didn't meet my conditions, and I'm just happy with that. So, yeah. You can do exercise to fix your eyesight. Maybe. But, stay safe, everyone. Congrats to those people that have passed their evals, etc. And if you missed anything, don't worry. Like, there's another buzz coming. There's always another trade. We're still in an hourly range, essentially. So, yeah. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 9:15.